Welcome to this explainer. We're diving straight into the Kalita Wave today. If you're a beginner wanting to nail pour-over coffee, or honestly, even a seasoned home barista looking to tweak your routine, you are exactly where you need to be. The Kalita Wave is easily one of the absolute best starting points for brewing cafe-quality coffee right in your kitchen. So, let's figure out how it works by looking at the step-by-step methods from top-tier roasters like Stumptown, Sample Coffee, and Origin Coffee.
To really get why this brewer is such a big deal, we kind of got to look at its history. As the folks at Sample Coffee put it, it's an iconic brewer that put flat papers on the map. See, before the Kalita came along and blew up, cone-shaped brewers were basically running the whole show. But introducing this flat-bottom design, along with those totally unique ruffled paper filters, that literally revolutionized how baristas approach water flow and extraction.
So, why exactly is the Kalita Wave so highly recommended? Well, primarily because it's just incredibly forgiving. That flat bottom completely changes the geometry of the coffee bed. Instead of funneling all the water down to a single tiny point, it drains evenly across a much wider surface. Because of that even flow, you're consistently getting cups of coffee that are remarkably sweet, round, and balanced, even if your pouring technique is, a little bit shaky at first.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to cover the essential equipment and parameters, the preparation, the bloom phase, the pouring and extraction, and finally perfecting the drawdown. Okay, kicking things off with Section 1, Essential Equipment and Parameters. Now, what's totally fascinating here is how vastly different the approaches are among the pros. Origin Coffee goes for a delicate 18-gram dose of coffee to 300 grams of water, and they grind it pretty fine, kind of like castor sugar. Then you've got Stumptown, sitting right in the middle, 21 grams of coffee, medium fine grind, think sea salt. And then Sample Coffee, they actually say to use no less than 30 grams for the larger 185 size brewer, aiming for 500 grams of water with a coarser grind so the brew doesn't stall out. The big takeaway here is flexibility. The Kalita is so versatile, you can use anywhere from 18 to 30 grams, depending on exactly what kind of vibe you want in your cup.
Moving right along to Section 2, Preparation.
Before we start pouring, we have to prep, and this sets the foundation for the whole shebang. Step 1, heat your filtered water. Origin Coffee likes 95 degrees Celsius, while Sample and Stumptown say just use it straight off the boil. Next up, and seriously, don't skip this, insert and generously rinse your paper filter with that hot water. This washes away any weird papery taste and preheats your brewer. Just make sure to dump that rinse water out. Finally, Step 3, add your ground coffee and give the brewer a little shake. You want that coffee bed completely flat to guarantee an even extraction right out of the gate.
All right, Section 3, the bloom phase.
So, what exactly is the bloom? It's your first pour. You add just enough hot water, usually around 50 to 90 grams depending on your dose, to completely saturate the dry coffee. The absolute key here is total saturation. Stumptown and Origin recommend taking a spoon and giving it a quick north, south, east, west stir to make sure no dry clumps are hiding in there. Sample Coffee likes to minimize agitation, so they just do a super gentle swirl. Either way, why do we do this? Well, getting the coffee fully wet releases built-up carbon dioxide gases. Letting that gas escape early on is the real secret to unlocking all those beautiful sweet flavors later in the brew.
With the bloom out of the way, we are into Section 4, Pouring and Extraction.
Once that initial 30 to 45 second bloom is done, it's time to watch the clock and start your main pours. This usually happens between the 45-second mark and the 2-minute mark. During this window, you're going to pour in a steady, thin spiral. Stumptown actually gives a brilliant tip for this. Stay low to the coffee bed and aim your water over the darker spots while avoiding the lighter ones. That gentle spiral keeps everything perfectly mixed and pulls flavor evenly from every single coffee ground. Depending on your recipe, you can break this up into a few smaller pulses or just do one continuous, slow pour.
And that brings us to our final step, Section 5, Perfecting the Drawdown.
After your final drops of water go in right around that 2-minute mark, gravity takes over. During this drawdown phase, Origin Coffee recommends a fantastic finishing move. Give the whole brewer a gentle swirl and then a satisfying little tap on the carafe. This catches any rogue grounds stuck to the ruffled walls, and more importantly, it settles the coffee bed perfectly flat at the bottom, making sure the very last bit of water drains evenly.
Now, as you watch that water drain, keep an eye on your total time. For the larger brewers, you really want to aim to keep the whole process under 3 minutes. The stakes are actually pretty high here. As Sample Coffee points out, if it drags on past 3 minutes, the flavors get muddy, heavy, and just kind of over-extracted. But if you nail that sweet spot right under 3 minutes, the payoff is massive. You get incredible clarity and that signature vibrant sweetness the Kalita Wave is so famous for.
So now that you've got this step-by-step masterclass under your belt, the only question left is, which roaster's recipe are you going to try first? Will you go for Origin's delicate 18-gram touch, Stumptown's balanced 21-gram harmony, or Sample Coffee's robust 30-gram kick? Whichever one you choose, get brewing, taste the differences, and honestly, get ready for your morning coffee routine to change for the better. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.